I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please hit subscribe and share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. Okay, I want to talk to y'all about how y'all leave y'all children's that's like 11, I say 10, 11, and 12, 13 as they get older, you know, as they do like 10, 11, 12, put it like that. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all a little story um, about my life. One day when I was married, me and my husband used to go shopping to get food for the house. So we had to leave our 11-year-old son in the house to watch the other kids because we couldn't get nobody else to watch them. So we had to leave him in the house. So I always taught my 11-year-old son to not open the door, do not answer the phone, do not, if he hear, it was a code that we had in the house for him. If we hear, if I ring the phone off one time, then you know that's me. Pick it up. If I come on the voicemail and you hear my voice, pick it up. But if you hear anybody else talking on that phone, on that voicemail, do not pick up that phone. Period. Do not even go to the front door. Do not even answer the door. So I told my son that. My son was so smart. So my husband, his son had came over to the house one day. And we was going shopping because I had, like I said, I had my oldest son there to watch the other children while we go shopping. And he came over to the house to get in. But I had clearly told my son, do not let nobody in that house. I don't care who it is. Do not open that door for nobody. So my son stuck to what I told him not to do. So he came over. He tried to get in. My son wouldn't let him in. So he kept, acting crazy with my son, talking crazy and everything. And then my son called the police on him. He called the police on him, on my on my husband's son. He called the police on him because I literally told my son, do not let nobody in that house. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If it's my mama coming over there, don't you answer that door for nobody. And he stuck to what I said. And he didn't. So he called the police. And my son, my husband's son, he left. And I guess my son told the police that he was gone and they left. And when we got back, when we came home from shopping, my son told us what had happened. So let me tell you something. You have geniuses in your house. You have smart kids that will literally do exactly what you tell them to do. Exactly. So when I told my son that, he did exactly what I told him to do. Like I said, we had a code and he knew not to do nothing I told him not to do. Do not answer that door for nobody. I don't care who it is. Do not. And he did not. He did not. So it's times that when you have business you got to take care of and you can't get nobody to help you, you don't have no other choice but to depend on your 11-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds to watch that house for you. You don't have no other choice. No other choice. You just got to sit down and you have to talk to your children and let them know everything. Everything. Because back then we didn't have no cellular phones back in our days. We had the house phones. So my son knew about the 911, all of that. He knew all of that, what to do if he couldn't get in touch with us. He knew exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. And that's what you have to teach your children. Exactly what to do. Even when they go into school and you tell them, I said, do not talk to no strangers. I don't care if I don't care who they is. Do not say nothing to nobody. Just keep walking. You have kids out there will do exactly what you tell them to do. Do not look back. Keep going. You don't care if you know the person. Do not talk to them. I don't care. If I didn't send that person to you, then I mean you don't talk to that person. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If they offer you gum, um, um, if they offer you anything, do not take it. And I mean that. Do not. Just keep walking. Keep going where you going and don't look back. That's it. Once you lay that down to your children, they'll take it in heat. They'll take it in heat. Because what I used to do, I used to show my children a lot of movies that had something to do with people getting kidnapped and all that stuff. I let my children see all of this because they needed to know how things was going on out there in that world. What to look out for, who not to talk about. Because back then they used to talk about stranger danger back in our days. Back in our days it was stranger danger. And it was Homie the Clown back in our days, you know. So we always told our kids, you know, things about stranger danger, Homie the Clown, all of that stuff. And they knew what to pay attention to. We always told our children, never, when you with somebody, you be with your friends, you make sure you walk home with somebody that's, you know, like the kids in school, you know, make sure you all together with your friends coming home from school together. That's how you do that. But if you have your child have a cellular phone, you make sure you teach your children exactly how to use that cellular phone. The 911, everything. Make sure you got that. You make sure you got that phone set up where that child can just hit one button, boom, and you come on that phone just like that. Or one button, boom, where they can call the police just like that with no hesitation. Make sure your children have things that they can protect themselves, what they need when they walk out that door every day, going to that school or whatever they got to go. Make sure they are protected. Do not let your children go out there in that world if they're not protected. Make sure they are protected because things are really, really getting out of hand out here in this world. And you got to make sure your kids are safe 24 hours a day. Even in that house. If you live in an apartment building and you have a door alarm, make sure your children do not touch that door alarm. Do not answer that bell. Period. Period. If they want to get in touch with you, let them call you. Mom, Dad, such and such. Do not answer that doorbell, period. You don't care who it is. You don't care if that's your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whoever it is. Do not answer that doorbell, period. Period. Teach your children. Teach them and make sure they have the 911 number and everything right there by them. Make sure they know everything. Do not hold back on your children. Teach them everything. And as your children get older, they're going to teach their children. And their children's going to teach their children because they're learning from y'all. That's what y'all have to do. Make sure your children are well protected. Teach them. If you got business to handle, teach them not to answer them doors or nothing. You don't care who it is. Who it is, do not touch that door, period. Do not answer that bell, period. Do not answer the alarm from the door that the speaker door, the speaker thing that they talk on. Make sure they do not even answer that speaker thing, period. Period. You don't care who it is. If it's not you calling them on that phone and saying, this is me, open the door, that's different. That's you, because you're calling them. But if it's not you calling them, they do not answer that speaker, what's the name, on that door. They do not answer it, period. You don't care who buzzed that button, they do not answer it. You make sure you tell them that. You don't care who buzzed that button. Do not touch it. Period. Period. And stay away from the windows. When y'all is gone, make sure they stay away from looking out that window. They don't need to be even looking out the window. It's just like ain't nobody in that house. That's how it's supposed to be. Like ain't nobody in that house, period. Period. That's how it's supposed to be. When y'all is gone to handle some business, it's just like nobody ain't in that house, period. So make sure y'all teach y'all children to stay away from them doors. Teach y'all children, if y'all give them cellular phones, because they are ready for them cellular phones when they get that age. Teach them how to use them cellular phones just like that. Give them things that they need to protect themselves when they go to school and everything. Because it's times that parents, is y'all single parents, y'all can't do it all. So you got to teach your children. And sometimes the parents that's married, y'all can't do it all. You have to teach your children. You can't hold your children's hands. You can't hold their hands. You got to let them fly. You got to let them do what they got to do. You just got to walk by faith and make sure that God keep them safe and y'all keep them safe. At the same time, God's doing his part. Y'all do y'all part too. That's the way it goes. Make sure they safe 24 hours a day. Make sure. And make sure they call y'all and let y'all know, well, Mom, we made it home. We at home. You know, let them know they made it. Let y'all know that they made it home from school or wherever they at. Mom, Dad, we made it. Whatever. Make sure your children keep in touch with y'all 24 hours a day when they going to school or when y'all at work. Check in on your children's. Make sure your children's are safe. Call in from your children's. Call in and while you even at work. Check in on your children's. Make sure they safe. That's what you do that. That's how you do that. You check in on them. See if everything all right going on in that house. Just don't think about like, okay, they in the house by themselves. They good. No, they not good. Check on them. Call in. Make sure they okay. Every day. Check in on your children's and make sure they safe every day. When they come home from school, call in and check in on them and make sure they safe. And this is the message I wanted to talk to y'all about. Make sure y'all look out for y'all children's. Teach y'all children's things because it's things that y'all cannot do. It's times that y'all have business y'all got to handle. Y'all got to leave your kids in the house. You don't have no other choice. You can't depend on nobody. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. But teach them responsibility because when you teach that to them as they grow up, they will teach their children. And it will go on it will go like that. It will go on and on. So sometimes, like I said, you can't depend on nobody. You have to just depend on your family, your children's. Your children's is your family. That's who you got to depend on. You got some grown, smart kids in there that know how to do it. Just talk to them. Sit down, talk to your children's, let them know they listening. They are very smart. That's all you got to do. And everything will be okay. That's how you do that. Thank y'all for listening to me. Have a good day and a blessed day. Jesus love you. The Holy Ghost love you. I love you. The angels, everybody love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me. And I'll talk to y'all soon.